central bank has slashed interest rates to an all-time low of just 0.25%.
Tonight, all four of the big banks have now hiked up their interest rates. The Commonwealth has lifted its standard variable rate by 0.1%, NAB 0.09%.
Also, the Prophet mentioned that there would be the increase in the use of riba, which means usury, interest, credit cards, mortgages, things like that. In fact, to the extent that no one would be able to escape the dust of it. Everybody will be affected by it. And this is without doubt the truth of the world economy today. The whole world economy is affected and controlled by banks and the use of interest money.
I was telling my brother the other day, there's a hadith that the end of time won't come until a man's shoe talks to him. Now when I first read that hadith, it just sounded so far-fetched to me. You know, I admit that. When I read it, I was thinking, why would anybody have a shoe that talked? So I read that years ago, and well, lo and behold, a couple months ago, I'm reading the New York Times, and there's an article, these shoes are made for talking. And the article was about Nike produced a shoe now that tells you in a digital voice, you can ask it, how far have you walked? And it'll tell you in a digital voice, you have walked 2.5 miles.
This is super boring. That's more like it. I love the feeling of wind in my laces. Here we go. Are you a statue? Let's do this already. Call 911 because you're on fire. En fuego. You've made me a very proud shoe. Wait till I tell my friends about this. Put me back on, let's go again.
This is a traditional interpretation that children would treat their parents like servants. They would order them around. They would tell them what to do. That there would be a loss of respect in that relationship. But I think probably the deepest interpretation is that there would be a radical disequilibrium in social structures. When you look at the relationship between a servant and a mistress, the relationship is like a mother and a daughter. The mother is to be obeyed, nurturing the daughter obeys the mother. When that is turned upside down, then you have a radical disruption.
That a slave woman will give birth to her mistress. For this, we have to go again to the hadith, in which Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam prophesied about Akhirul Zaman, that women would dress like men. Would we ever live to see a woman in a jacket? Would we ever live to see a woman in blue jeans? Would we ever live to see a woman with a tie? Huh? Wake up. It's already here. It's already here. Women are already dressing like men, and when they do dress like men, either they don't know of what the Prophet said, or they don't care. They don't care. No. Why? Because they're brainwashed. They're following Dajjal, and the only way you can stop them from following Dajjal is getting a piece of rope and tying them up. Why would Dajjal take women and get them to dress like men? Why? The answer is that Dajjal wants to challenge what religion and society has constantly proclaimed for thousands of years, that men and women are functionally different. Dajjal wants to say that all the prophets of Allah were wrong, and all the religions were wrong, and men, those brutes, were wrong. And we, modern Western civilization, have come to liberate women by saying to them, there is no functional difference between men and women. And so anything that a man does, a woman must have the freedom to do it. It sounds real nice when you are brainwashed. And so now she puts on the working woman's clothes, and she goes to work and faces the morning traffic like everybody else. Don't be angry with me. Don't be angry with me. I have a job to do. And she works all day like men do. And she comes home in the evening with her briefcase like men do. And she has now assumed the functional role of man in society. So she's lost her femininity. But that's not all. She's also losing her fertility. She can't have babies. When you're trying to play being a man, something happens to your body. Allah wants that the woman should have her babies when she is young, when the body is young. And the body is youngest of all and best equipped of all to make babies after she has reached the age of puberty. That is the best time. You got to have peanuts in your head to tell me that a woman is better equipped to have a baby at 25 than at 15. I don't have peanuts in my head, excuse me. And all through history, women had their babies when they were 14 and 15 and 16 until Dajjal took over. And now they're having their babies at 25 and 26 and 27. But then some of them can't have babies because the womb refuses to deliver a baby. And this is a problem, because if I don't have a baby for him, he will take another woman. What to do? So you go to a place called a clinic, fertility clinic, and they're very expensive. We're talking about a slave woman giving birth to her mistress, and you pay a large sum of money to become pregnant. And all that you try, but nothing works. Nothing works. But remember, you're earning a big income, you got a career, you got a BMW in the yard there. You're a modern woman, but you can't have a baby. I feel sorry for you, sister, I'm not laughing at you. So now guess what you do? You go to Indonesia, knock, knock, knock. Are you there? So the slave woman comes out. And you make a contract with her. If you do it in New York, with an American woman, that you take her to the clinic and your husband's sperm is injected into her egg, so she can become pregnant with your husband's baby. It's going to cost you 70,000 US. You don't have that kind of money. So you travel to Jakarta or to Bangladesh and you get the slave woman, knock, 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 and you make a contract with her and you only pay 7,000. So she goes to the clinic and the sperm is injected into the egg and she becomes pregnant. Masha Allah.